Have you ever wondered what significant event led to the rise of the first shogunate in Japan? Well, let's roll back the scrolls of history to the 12th century, to a time of turmoil and transition known as the Genpei War. A pivotal conflict between two mighty clans, the Taira and the Minamoto. This war was a turning point in Japanese history. The Taira enjoyed a comfortable position of power, but their reign was not to last. The Minamoto, previously defeated and almost obliterated, rose like a phoenix from the ashes. They clashed in a decisive battle at Dan-no-ura, where the Taira met their downfall, and the Minamoto claimed victory. The triumphant Minamoto clan didn't stop there. They went on to establish the Kamakura Shogunate, marking the beginning of feudal military rule in Japan. So it was the Genpei War that set the stage for the first military government in Japan. Now, fast forward a few centuries to the Siege of Osaka. It's the early 17th century, and Japan is a chessboard of power. The Tokugawa Shogunate and the Toyotomi clan are the major players, each vying for control. At the heart of their struggle lies Osaka Castle, a stronghold of the Toyotomi clan. The Tokugawa Shogunate, under the leadership of Tokugawa Ieyasu, is determined to consolidate its power. The Toyotomi clan, on the other hand, is the last major threat to this aspiration. The stage is set for a decisive battle. The Siege of Osaka, spanning from 1614 to 1615, is a test of might, strategy, and endurance. The Tokugawa forces, with their superior numbers and resources, eventually overpower the Toyotomi clan. The castle falls, the Toyotomi clan is disbanded, and the last major opposition to the Tokugawa shogunate crumbles. This was the final step in solidifying the Tokugawa shogunate's rule over Japan. Ever heard of the Shimabara Rebellion? It was a monumental uprising during the Tokugawa shogunate era. Picture this. The stage is set in the Shimabara Peninsula. The year is 1637. A group of oppressed peasants, backed by Catholics, decide enough is enough. They rise against the shogunate, fueled by a yearning for freedom from relentless taxation and harsh persecution. The rebellion, however, was met with a brutal response. The shogunate forces, not known for their leniency, squashed the uprising with a heavy hand. The aftermath? A gruesome sight of devastation and loss. But that's not the end of the story. This rebellion had far-reaching implications, particularly for the Christian community in Japan. The Shimabara Rebellion was a catalyst that led to the severe persecution of Christians in Japan. It triggered a chain of events that changed the course of history in the land of the rising sun. This rebellion marked a turning point in Japan's relationship with Christianity. Next on our historical tour is the Boshin War. Picture this. The year is 1868, and a civil war is raging in Japan. On one side we have the forces steadfastly supporting the Tokugawa shogunate, the military government that's held power for over 250 years. On the other side, a coalition is forming, yearning for the restoration of imperial rule. These two factions clash in a series of battles and political maneuvers, shaking the very foundations of the country. As the dust settles, the victors emerge. The imperialists, with their dreams of a restored emperor, have won. This victory ushers in a new era known as the Meiji Restoration, named after Emperor Meiji. It's a period marked by monumental changes, as Japan starts to shed its feudal past and stride towards a future of modernization, embracing Western ideas and technologies. The Boshin War was the catalyst for Japan's transition from a feudal society to a modern nation. Let's take a detour to the Ryukyu Kingdom, now known as Okinawa. In the early 17th century, the Ryukyu Kingdom, an independent polity in the East China Sea, found itself in the crosshairs of the Satsuma domain. In 1609, the Satsuma, a powerful feudal domain in southern Kyushu, launched an invasion of the Ryukyu Kingdom. The Ryukyuan king Shogunate was no match for the military might of the Satsuma, and the kingdom was swiftly annexed. This event was more than a territorial conquest. It marked a significant shift in the political landscape of the region. The Ryukyu Kingdom, which had enjoyed a unique position as a hub of trade and cultural exchange between Japan, China, and Southeast Asia, was transformed into a tributary state of Japan. Yet, the Ryukyu Kingdom retained a degree of autonomy and continued to maintain its own distinct culture. This invasion marked the end of the Ryukyu Kingdom's independence and its transformation into a Japanese tributary state. Ever heard of the Siege of Ueda Castle? Now this is a tale that truly puts the drama in history. During the tumultuous Sengoku period, Ueda Castle found itself under attack. But this wasn't just any attack. It was a siege led by the mighty Tokugawa forces who greatly outnumbered the castle's defenders. But the defenders weren't just any old soldiers. They were led by the heroic Sanada Yukimura. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Sanada and his men held off the Tokugawa forces for several weeks. It was a classic underdog story, a tale of sheer resilience and determination against overwhelming odds. Unfortunately, the defenders eventually succumbed to the might of the Tokugawa. But their heroic defense did not go unnoticed. Despite their defeat, they left an indelible mark on the annals of Japanese history. They became legends, symbols of bravery and resistance. Despite their defeat, the defenders of Ueda Castle became legends in Japanese history. Now, imagine a massive Mongol fleet approaching Japan. Twice in the late 13th century, the Mongol Empire, then the most formidable force on earth, set its sights on the island nation. The first invasion in 1274 was a shock to the Japanese, unprepared for the Mongols' superior tactics and weaponry. But just when things looked grim, a typhoon hit, decimating the Mongol fleet and saving Japan from imminent conquest. 7 years later, the Mongols returned, more determined and more powerful than ever. But history has a funny way of repeating itself. Once again, a typhoon, a kamikaze or divine wind, struck the Mongol fleet, sending them back to the mainland. It's incredible, isn't it? The Mongol Empire, which had swept across Asia and Europe, was twice thwarted by the forces of nature when it tried to conquer Japan. These invasions showed the world that even the mighty Mongol Empire could not conquer Japan. We cannot end this historical journey without mentioning the 47 Ronin Incident. The tale begins in the early 18th century, when a group of samurai found themselves masterless, or Ronin, due to a tragic twist of fate. Their master, Asano Naganori, was ordered to commit seppuku, an honor-bound suicide, after assaulting a court official named Kira Yoshinaka. This left his samurai without a leader, and with a burning desire for vengeance. The 47 Ronin, led by Oishi Kuranosuke, the principal counselor of Asano, hatched a plot to avenge their master's death. However, they knew they had to be patient. They waited, biding their time for almost 2 years, while Kira grew complacent, believing he was safe from retribution. Then, on a snowy December night in 1702, the Ronin struck. They attacked Kira's mansion, overcoming his guards and capturing him. They offered Kira the chance to die an honorable death by seppuku, as their master had, but when he remained silent, they beheaded him. The Ronin then took Kira's head to their master's grave, showing the ultimate proof of their loyalty and their successful revenge. But their actions were not without consequence. Aware that they had defied the shogunate's authority, they willingly turned themselves in, prepared to face their own deaths. The shogun, Tsunayoshi, was left with a dilemma. The Ronin had defied his authority, but they had also exemplified Bushido, the samurai code of honor. In the end, he allowed them the honor of dying by seppuku, the same fate their master had met. The 47 Ronin Incident is a tale that continues to capture the imagination of people around the world, reminding us all of the samurai's unwavering loyalty and courage. Their story, a blend of historical fact and embellished legend, stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of the samurai, and continues to resonate in the hearts of those who hear it. Japan's history is a tapestry woven with wars, rebellions, and heroic tales. From the Genpei War, where the clash of the Taira and Minamoto clans set the stage for the Kamakura Shogunate, to the Siege of Osaka, marking the end of the last major threat to Tokugawa hegemony, we've journeyed through the Shimabara Rebellion, a testament of faith and defiance, and the Boshin War that birthed the Meiji Restoration, and the modern Japan we know. We've witnessed the transformation of the Ryukyu kingdom into a tributary state of Japan, and the dramatic siege of Ueda Castle that unfolded during the Sengoku period. We've marveled at the divine winds that saved Japan from the Mongol invasions, and the tale of the 47 Ronin, a story of loyalty and revenge that echoes through the ages. Next time you think about Japan, remember these stories that have made it the nation it is